Hello and welcome back. In this third section, we will see how to clean and prepare your data for visualization. We will start with dates and numbers formatting, and then we will see string and other type of data types. Those are important. We will format those all the data types. Let's start with dates and numbers. In this video, we will see how to convert dates and numbers into usable format. So cleaned data is actually very good data to analyze if you have a raw data, and that if you want to convert that whole data into usable format, just manipulate that data, just clean that data so that analysts or any other business intelligence user can easily consume that data. So that is what is very important whenever you are starting your development inside Tableau desktop. Just check that your data is clean. That will save you lots of time. And that is what we are going to see in this whole third section, how we can clean our data for best visual representation. Let's start with the date. We will see how we can prepare dates for analysis. So the first point is always select the dates those are required for our analysis. Let me quickly show you how we can select that range inside Tableau whenever we are on data connection window and whenever we are selecting our actual data. Let's quickly jump into Tableau. So let's connect to the sample superstore dataset that we have. Once we are connected to sample superstore dataset, let's go back to the data source page. And on the data source page, you can see over here at the top, we have filters. Let's select that filter option. Let's select this add. We can select any of the order, date or ship date. You can select any of this. Let's select order date. Let's select which year data we want. So let's say we want to analyze only the 2015 data set. We want to see how was the performance of our superstore in 2015. So let's select 2015 and click on OK. Click on OK. And you will see that now we have data only for 2015 over here, right? And we can quickly check that with the help of a sheet over here. Let's drag and drop this order date into text. It will give you which are the years of data that we have. With this manipulation or adding this filter on top of data, we are just selecting what data we want with respect to date, and also we are decreasing the number of rows that we are bringing into the canvas. So we have less number of rows or less number of raw data in the canvas, and because of that you will get better performance. In the last video we have seen that we have almost 10k number of rows inside dataset. Let me just quickly show you how many number of rows that we have for 2015. So almost 2000 number of rows, and with this we can optimize our process of Tableau. We have seen how we can select which data we want with the help of adding those data source filter over date. Let's say I want to extract only some part of the date. For analysis, we don't require all the dates that we have or all the part of the date. Let's say day, month or year. Let me quickly show you how we can extract that part of the date with Tableau. Let's clean this. Let's get this orders date over here in the canvas. Let's select exact date so that we will see all of the dates that we have inside this hole. And you can see that this is continuous dates. We need to convert this into a discrete date so that we can see each and every date over here in the canvas. So you can see over here all of the dates are from 2015, but from this also we want only day part. We don't require month or year. So what we can do is, let's create new calculated field, and this will be date part, because date part is the function which we are going to use. Select date part function. Then two parameters we need to pass. First is from what we want as an output. We want day as an output, right? So we can select day as output, and the second part will be from where I need to extract this day. So that will be order date, because we have selected order date in the canvas. So the calculation is valid. Let's click on OK. Let's bring this calculation over here next to order date, and let's convert this into a discrete format so that we can see the actual date. Okay, quickly see over here the numbers are little wrong. First is right, and then we are getting the summation of numbers, because automatically Tableau is applying over here a summation aggregate function. So let's again go back into our calculated field. We need to apply some dummy aggregate function, and that can be possible with the help of attr. So attr is not an aggregate function, but that worked as dummy aggregate function. So let's again apply that calculation, and you can see that attr is what we have applied. Click on OK. Let's remove this. It had broke our calculated field. So let's again get those over here. You need to apply the same steps. Again convert that into a discrete, and you will see now the exact numbers that we have. So 10, 10, 11, 11, 13, 13, and like that. So this is what the function we need to apply to get the specific part of the date. If you want month, you can just type that over here inside our date part calculated field. You can pass over here month if you want a month from our order date. If you want year of order date, you can just type that over here. You will get the year of order date. So this is how we can extract the specific part from the date. Let's see the main important part of dates. Whenever we are preparing our data for analysis, we need to format dates first. So let me just quickly again go back to Tableau interface, and let me show you what are the formatting parts. Those are there inside Tableau for dates. So we can see over here on the screen we have different categories, and the line chart of each over here on the canvas represent a specific category. You can see the technology category, then we have furniture, and we have office supplies, and we have sales, and on top of which we are creating this whole lines up and downs we are seeing with respect to sales. And at the bottom we have month, which is written as an integer value. This is where we need to format our date. So right click on date, click on format. Over here you will see a date part for formatting. You can select abbreviations, you can select full name, you can select first letter if you want. If you want numeric axis, you can select that, and like that. So these are all leading zeros and everything. So if you want those kind of abbreviations or short forms for our date, you can quickly create those with the help of this formatting option. And this is very important to understand how we can apply a different way of representation for date. Okay, let's convert this into a discrete format so that I can show you what are the different options that we have with the discrete date. We have seen over a continuous date. Let's again convert this into a discrete date. I'm selecting a discrete month over here. And now if I go back, you can see over here there are many options. Those are there. If you want any type of date function or the abbreviation, you can select these many options that we have. And even custom is also possible. So just observe below over here the formatting, how it is changing. So I want day, I want month, I want year of first element of each of this from my actual date. If I want two parts, that is a 2 letter for my year, I can just type 2 parts over here. You can see over here 2015 is what selected over here. If I want 2 characters for my month, I can show that over here with 02 is what we have selected over here. That indicates month as a Jan, Feb and March. If you want day as a 2 characters, you can select 2 over here. So let's add over here 3 characters for month. That will add over here. Look at the behavior of the Tableau. Automatically the characters are selected over here. The month of the date is converted into string format, and we can see the Jan over there. If you want over here in the more format or more words over here, you can just select how many characters you want. Even you can just use this character formatting over here. Look at this. If I am just passing that separator over there, it's separated with that keyword. It will give you that specific keyword over there, how you want to see those into the x-axis of the date. So this is how we can format discrete and continuous date for our data preparation for dates. So these are the basic elements that we need to play around whenever we are pulling raw data, and if your dates are not formatted properly and those are not selected properly, you need to apply these formatting options and your dates will be all prepared for your analysis. Let's quickly jump into the numbers formatting and what are the numbers needs to clean to prepare for our data analysis. So let's see those options. The type conversion with any type to number. So if you, let's say we have a different type of data, let's say we have decimal formatted data and we want to convert that into an integer format of data. Let me show you actually inside Tableau, you will understand betterly over here. So over here inside this sample superstore data set, we have different measures at the end, right? And those are like we have sales, which is numeric value, and some of the sales, let's observe over here if we have a decimal parts over here, no, and discount is in percentages. So whenever you feel that if you have a number, so let's say we don't have right now a decimal column over here, but what we can do is let's go back to our calculated field. Let me show you quickly. Let's create a dummy column over here. So need a number formatting, right? So numbers, and then over here you can just type anything. So integer, if I pass any number into this integer function, it will convert that into a different format. So let me just quickly show you what do you mean by different format. We will convert that to decimal or any other type of data into the integer format. So let's say we have 9.32 is the number that we have, and if I want to get this number as output, what we can do is just click on this OK. Let's bring this into a text field. Look at the number. So we need to again format this with attr and it will give you the number that we want. Okay, let's wind this up inside the attr function. So I'm just opening and closing my attr function over here, and let's click on OK. Let's see if those numbers are fixed. Let's again drag and drop these numbers into text field. Those are without precisions, and you can see over here the numbers are formatted into the actual number, which is only considering the leftmost decimal. We are just removing all the decimal values or the precisions that we have, and this is how you can convert your whole column into the integer. So let's say if you have a value or any column that holds the decimal places values, and if you want to convert that whole column into the integer format, what you can do is just pass over here. So let's say if you have a sales values, you can just sales is what the parameter we will pass, and it will automatically convert that whole into the sales values. So this is how you can convert the whole decimal column into integer format so that we can have a proper numbers. So this is what we have seen with respect to the type conversion. If you want to convert a different data type into the integer part or the numbers, you can do that with the help of type conversion. The second point is to understanding number decimals and number whole. So two type of data types that we have for numbers. Let's quickly jump into Tableau. Let me show you how those are different. Okay, let's revisit our calculation that we have created, and inside calculated field we have only the decimal place value. So you can see over here on the canvas we are getting 9.430, the value that we have passed. Now let me just quickly select any of these. So over here we have seen we have all the values. Those are in the format of integer, right? Those are whole values. There is no precision or a decimal place, right? So let's go back into our sheet, and you will see if I just click on this profit or a discount or any value, because all of these hold the whole number, right? There is no decimal place. So if I select that, you will see over here the value of that column is number whole, because we are selecting all of the part of the numbers and we are not selecting the decimal places, and this is where we are getting whole number. But if I click on this numbers over here, the calculated field that we have created, it automatically decided to be a decimal value, and that indicates that these numbers are divided into two parts. First is number decimal and another is a number whole. So whenever we are talking about number whole, we will get only the first part of the data. We will truncate all of the part that we have for a decimal places. In the case of this example, we will get a 9 as output. We will remove that 4.30 data that we have. So this is the two type of numbers that we have inside Tableau. You can select whichever suits your business requirement. You can select those in the case of numbers. If you are playing around with let's say dollars value each and every day, you cannot exclude the decimal places, because that's matter for each and every day's trading, right? So you can include number decimal in the case of dollar values, and if any other cases where we are playing with the quantities that we have sold, we can include those numbers as whole number, because in that case we will not sell any half of the quantity or something like that. So it is going to be always the whole quantity, so we can use that whole number over there for those numbers. So we have seen how the numbers decimal and how the number whole are different from each other. The third point that we have over here is assign zeros where we have null values. So let's say if we have extracted the data from our raw data set with Alteryx or with KNIME or from the SQL server, and there are places where we have a data that is null values for a data, it's very good idea to apply the ZN function. With the help of ZN function will remove those null values and place zeros on those locations wherever we have null values, and the analysis will be very easy with those zero values, because the summation will be 0 whenever we have the 0 in a place on a empty values. But when you are keeping this null as a value inside data set, that will give you the error. So it's very good idea to replace that whole data set if you have null values with the 0. That's very quick and that will be very efficient whenever you are doing any calculation on top of data.